Or them.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for coming, James.
Pleasure.
Few things before we start. What do you do every day? What's your profession?
To pay my rent, I work at a hotel as a bellman, which is like a cross between a doorman and a bellboy.
Okay.
So I'm carrying luggage, I'm standing, I'm on my feet all day.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to do more work on is voice acting, which is at home at a desk in front of my laptop, leaning over, speaking to a microphone.
Right, and would you want to enhance or improve your voice ability, your capacities in acting and voice?
Yeah, always, yeah.
Okay. Any aches, pains, strains, anything that you've noticed about yourself that you'd want to improve or avoid?
Generally, I am quite hypermobile.
Yeah.
And what I found is that I get aches and pains that kind of move around my body quite a lot. Some of them do come up quite often just at the base of my neck and coming up to the root of my skull.
Yeah, yeah.
Can often, every month or couple of months, it'll start to freeze up a little bit.
Yeah. How long does the freeze up last for before it sorts itself out?
Can last like up to 2 weeks. I just had a flare up recently on that, and I went and got a massage the same day that I twinged it, and got encouraged to do some hot yoga, which did help stop it spreading.
Heat helps, yes.
Yeah. Other aches and pains, I get quite a strong fatigue in my ankles and my tibias, the one that raises it.
Yes.
When I do longer walking, I'm a skater, so I tend to skateboard a lot, and that I find is the easiest, most efficient way for me to travel around, because I'm just standing really.
Sure.
So I've got quite strong legs.
Yeah.
But I don't exercise very regularly, so even though I'm hypermobile and reasonably supple, I can get quite stiff and not supple in places when without realising it.
Yeah. And do you find there's any connection between a stressful day at work and any of these symptoms of neck and head?
I'm not, I can kind of suppress my stress during the day, and I tend to just kind of get home and sit on a chair. But occasionally I will follow through on an impulse to just kind of get up and move around on the floor and try and give myself some relief from that strain. But I find it difficult because I'm so mobile. I find I'm just stretching things and nothing's doing anything. It's quite hard to get a feeling of, oh, okay, I'm activating or doing something to a muscle. It's quite difficult for me to feel that.
Right, okay.
I can chase it around a bit.
Have you had any lessons before?
No.
So this is totally new?
Yeah, apart from, I mean, I try to be intuitive with my body and think of it, but I think sometimes I can overthink things and I'm not sure that I'm doing the right things.
Okay. So I'm very happy for you not to think things out at all today, not to try and work out how you should be and how your body should be. The Alexander technique doesn't work in terms of working it out up here anyway, but much more about liberating biology, which is underneath the surface rather than something you need to compute. So that will go along with that idea from the beginning, okay? So we're going to jump into the deep end. You're going to stand up, and what we're going to do today is simple everyday activities. You're going to look out the window. I would suggest that you lot really move over there if you can, because otherwise he has to look at you lot, which isn't good. So what's going to happen today? You're going to look out the window. I'm going to move you. I'm going to get you sitting and standing, maybe doing other movements. And you've got a very easy job. Your job is to let me move you, and there's no responsibility on you to get any movements right, to remember a movement, or to change your posture, or even to improve yourself. And if you have any questions during this demonstration session, just feel free to ask. You're not being examined anyway, I am. I'm basically demonstrating how to work as a teacher with a first lesson. Okay, so the first thing is you look out the window, and I'm going to put my hands here, and I'm going to move your head. Left or right, I might move it up or down. And to the best of your ability, you're leaving me to do the movement and not taking over.
Am I trying to stay where you put me?
Yeah, so exactly. So wherever I take you, I would leave you there, unless I move you back again. Yeah, you don't have to get back to the centre.
Okay, cool.
It's like now, I might move an arm out, and if I let go, then they can fall down. So
Okay.
gravity can still operate. So if I move your head, wherever it goes is fine, and it can stop wherever I stop it because gravity is not doing anything else to you. Here, of course, if I move you and I let go, then the arms just fall at the sides.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to move you here. I'm going to move you back again. Yeah. I'm going to move you here, and here, and here, and wait there. That's perfect. Now, in a second, it's going to get a bit more complex. I'm going to get you moving into the stool.
Okay.
But with a bit of a difference. And the difference is, while you're going towards the chair, the stool, I've got my hands here, which will modify the way that you do it. You'll see why in a minute. But it won't be the regular way that you get into a stool. So I'll move the head here for a while. I'll leave your head there. And then I'm going to take your hips back and you just bend the knees towards the window as you approach the stool. That's exactly right. All the way to the stool. When you get there, stop. Yeah. And I'm going to move you backwards. And I'm going to move your head over here again. And back again. And I'm going to move you over there. So you can see, wherever I move the hand, it's okay, it can stay wherever it goes to. It doesn't have to re-find its old position. And now move your hand there, and it's okay to stay there. As I said, anything that pops in, any strange sensation or confusion or whatever, just feel free.
I'm just trying to be intuitive because I
Exactly.
find it quite hard not to be binary with it and be like, I'm either holding this or I'm completely letting it go.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a very normal response. Am I doing well? Is it right or wrong? Black and white. And the truth is, right now, doesn't matter which it is, or whether it's in a grey zone. You can't make any mistakes anyway. So whatever I'm guiding you towards is absolutely fine for now. I'm moving you over here and over here. You don't have to look for a perfect ideal of free or poise or posture or anything that may be in your mind right or wrong. You don't even need to know if you're holding unnecessarily or more free or less free than normal.
I feel pretty relaxed. The only part of me that I'm conscious of is a slight, my heels are levitating.
It's slightly off the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And my body's kind of holding that for me in its own...
In its own way, yeah.
Yeah.
So if I asked you, are you letting your legs go to the maximum without holding them up?
Like they can be pushed down, but
Pushed down, exactly.
the springiness of my
Exactly.
legs is keeping my heels
So in
off.
this position, you're right. So they let go, but there's a springiness, like the Achilles are basically raising the heel off. So that would be, you're not forcing it up or pulling it up, it's just that's the springiness of the body, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I got you to move, I'm not going to ask right now, but if I got you to move your feet forwards, they'd be on the floor, all of them. But in this position, there'd be a slight raise of the ankles, a slight raise of the heels. Is it uncomfortable? Are you okay with it?
Everything.
The heels.
Yeah. Yeah. It's making me engage my hips for stability.
Right. So it doesn't feel totally stable just on your seat and on the feet.
No.
Okay. Let's see where we go with that. I'm going to move you forwards, and I'm going to move you back again, and I'm going to move you forwards. That's fine, and then back again. And now I'm going to move you forwards, and then I want you to simply stand up with all the feet, including the heels, just stand up. Exactly, and then bend the knees. All the way till you reach the stool. Yeah, you can reach, and then stand up with the heels. Yeah, now I want you to make life easy for those heels. Put your feet very wide apart. A bit more. Another, say, 3 or 4 inches. That's fine. We'll see what that does. Yeah, and you can still see something in the distance. Now, this time, hips back and bend the knees again until you reach the stool. And I'll move you backwards. Yeah. Are your heels a bit closer to the floor?
Yeah, they're touching now.
They're touching, right. So they're not automatically levitating at the moment.
No.
Does that feel a bit more stable? A bit safer on some level?
I just noticed some tension in my outer hips. I just let go of, and I didn't fall over.
Right,
So.
okay. So you normally do stuff around the hips to sort of be stable?
I think, yeah, especially when I'm not like sitting in a tailbone tucked position.
Got you, yes, yeah. Like sitting like this?
Yeah.
Yes. So without the tailbone tuck, let's see where we go with that. I'm going to move you over here. I'm going to move you over here, that's fine. So you can see I'm not asking you to do something called relax, because relaxation often induces a collapse. So wherever you are is fine. I'm going to move you forwards. Hold yourself there. And now I'm going to move you back. I'm going to move you forwards, and then don't go for it. Wait where you are, and then I'll wait to stand up with your heels as well. Stand up with the heels, that's it, and then bend the knees again, all the way. And then stand, and then bend the knees. And now stand up with the heels, and bend the knees, and then heels, and then bend the knees. And then heels. We're going to repeat this a few times, and then heels. How are your legs coping? Are they getting tired, or are you managing?
Minorly tired.
Mildly?
Just the start.
Okay, but not fatigued yet?
Not yet.
Could we do another 100?
No.
50?
I'd get a sweat.
Okay, we might have to settle for 20. Bend the knees. Yeah, heels. Yes, bend the knees. And then heels. So what's working? What muscles are working you right now? Heels. Bend the knees.
My quads.
Correct. Your quads are working pretty well. And what isn't working? Or what muscles would you say are not overly engaged? Heels.
I'm struggling to think about that because my abs are engaging quite a lot.
Correct. Yes, they are. So
what's not engaging? I don't know what's not engaging.
So you've just mentioned the front of your body, your abs and your quads are engaging. What isn't doing very much?
My, I don't know. My back's pretty frozen.
Yes, it's not doing very much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just still.
Interesting you used the word frozen. Yeah. So as in you meant it's not activated.
It's not activated, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not frozen as in like a piece of.
No, I'm not overly tense.
No, you're not overly tense. So I think
but there is some residual tension.
There is some residual tension in the body in general. That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. Often with hypermobility, there's an over-mobility of the limbs, as you know, and sometimes an over-tensing of the core.
I can hold my breath.
Yeah.
I can tend to hold my breath during exercise. I find it quite hard to keep the breath moving through it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the abs and the front of the legs were doing quite a lot. And I would say it's true, not very much was happening in the neck and the spine. They were staying quite still. I wouldn't use the word frozen, but I understand exactly what you mean. I think they were staying quite still, undisturbed.
Still, yeah.
And I'll take you further forwards, that's fine, and I'll take you back again. Okay, I'm going to take you this time over your feet and it doesn't change. And even now it doesn't change, and stand up again with the heels. And bend the knees. And then heels. What do you feel is different about this way of sitting, standing, moving, compared to the normal way of being James? Bend the knees.
I tend to launch myself up.
Very good, yeah. So the normal you would be a launching of yourself up, a sort of a boom.
Yeah, like a wave
like
from
a
my
rocket.
feet up the body, like, yeah.
That one, yes, exactly, yes. That's a very, very interesting description. And what do you reckon at that moment when you launch yourself up with that thing, what condition is your brain in when you're doing it, do you think? I know that's a difficult question.
Anti-paralysis. This is the moment, go.
That's it, exactly. This is the moment, like an adrenaline rush, like a, yeah, like a helter-skelter pattern, isn't it? Go for it. This is where it happens, bang. Almost like the mind is in a bit of an emergency zone of, it's all happening. Mm-hmm. Okay.
That is my, I'm trying to get out of that mode, but that is my general kind of winging it and rushing it to make sure ends meet.
Exactly. To make sure ends meet, you wing it and rush it. Yeah. The dash mode. So you'd quite like to neutralize the dash mode.
Yeah.
I agree with you, certainly do, because I think everyone would like to neutralize their dash mode. But why do you think that would be helpful for you?
Because
What's the problem with the dash mode?
it makes me uncertain of my foundation.
Yeah, it's ungrounding, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you actually showed me how ungrounding it is. It's like,
Yeah.
it takes you away from your solid ground, and especially with hypermobility, that's it's even more powerful. It's very unbalancing.
Through my skateboarding, I've learned to really get my balance good in a specific case, but generally I often find myself losing my balance.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I'll feel like someone switched gravity a little bit.
Yeah.
And suddenly
Wobbly. Yeah. And I think that's a wobbly mental state as well as a wobbly physical state. I think the two things would probably go hand in hand. And it gets really interesting when you realize the mind-body link. So this dashing thing is also a mental dash. So when you quieten down the mental dash, you also will feel differently. Let me take you further forwards. So right now, and then come off that one again. Yeah. You see what I just took you off?
Yeah, I've been, off my hips. And
Correct.
Onto my sit bones
Yeah.
a little bit.
All of that, yes. So right now, stay where you are, and I'm going to prevent you from pulling away from all of that stuff.
Okay.
In other words, not going into a dash or pull up. Yeah, snatch. Not snatch, I'll just take you forwards. Exactly that. Can you see how you haven't snatched so far? You haven't dashed. You're not in the dash mode yet.
Yeah, I feel like I could stay in this position for a while.
You could stay in it for a long, long time, I agree. So, I'm going to call it a condition, not a position, because you're going to move in a minute. I want you to stand up with your heels. Exactly. Would you say you got out of a chair without the dash?
Yeah.
What's that like?
I don't know how I got here.
You don't know how you got there. Me neither. Yeah. That's it, hips back.
Even though you said stand up with the heels, my toes felt more engaged when I got there.
Most people's do, yeah. What's going to happen is your toes are going to get less and less involved in the picture, and the dash is going to be minimized as it is now, and you'll find that the heels engage without the toes getting involved.
But they felt more secure, like once I got to the top position, my toes felt like...
Not stuck in this mode.
But like on the floor.
On the floor, settled on the floor,
yeah.
Grounded. That's exactly right, not ready to pounce. That's what toes do, they get ready for pounce, which is why in Alexander we often say heels, as a way of coming off the pounce of the toes, the dash that we were talking about before. So coming off the dash. And of course the feet will modify along with the brain. So taking you forwards, without pulling up. I'm going to take you forwards. And you can see right now you're not preparing to stand right this second. Can you sense that?
Yeah.
As you said, you can stay here for a while. You're not freaking out. I'm going to move you back again. Wait there. So it's a new existential way of being as well. It's a new way of being, a different way of being in a moment by moment way. No dash, I'll take you forwards. Stop. No preparation. That's it. So no dash, no snatch, stand up with the heels. Yeah. What's it like getting out of a chair like that?
I don't know how.
Simple. Simple. Yes. It's a bit confusing sometimes in the brain when you realise that's such a simple way of moving.
I'm just trying not to second guess myself. There's like, I feel like my consciousness is circling around my body searching for imperfections.
Yeah, yes, yes.
I'm trying not to give in to
Well, you're talking about the human condition, the perfectionism side of the human condition, going around trying to find out where it may be not okay and correcting it. And so if I said to you, okay, that's where your mind might be resting, and now take it outside and challenge yourself not to go inside and check it out. And basically you say to yourself that it is what it is, I'm not going to correct anything. I'm not going to scan myself for imperfections.
I'm just aware of my ankles, and my knees, and my bum engaging and disengaging.
Exactly.
Like
starting, stopping, coming on and coming off.
Yeah.
Great. That's what you're noticing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will tell you that's perfect. And there's nothing you need to do about it. And there's no correction. So you've noticed what you've noticed. And I will say, whatever you notice, there's still nothing you need to correct or to observe or to judge or criticize. Does that make any sense at all?
Yeah.
So you'll notice all of these things, of course you will. But in this Alexander space, I'm going to tell you something rather paradoxical, which is whatever you notice, there's no hack, and there's no correction, and there's no doing. There's nothing you have to do about it. Okay, now take the hips back and bend the knees again. When you get there, and then wait there for a while. Stand up with the heels. Yeah, and bend the knees again. And then heels, and bend the knees again. And then heels, and bend the knees again. And then heels. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, you're good. And this time I'm going to take an arm. It's a different sort of head if you tell yourself there's nothing to improve, and there's nothing to observe, there's nothing to correct, and whatever happens, happens. It's more of a relaxing way of being, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to let go. I've got a bit of a tension ache in my left just where your hand was.
Yeah.
Just above that point.
Okay. And even there, I'd say there's no hack there either. So.
Yeah, I'm just trying to not, because usually I would try and like lean my head over really far to the right, or
you give yourself a click, self-massage, and I'm saying to you, something may be organising itself in a different way. Something may be shifting in this economy of the body, and it doesn't need to be manipulated or corrected. So you have a sensation you'd normally do a little hack with, yeah? And I'm saying to you, don't do anything at all. Don't respond to the desire to stretch or shift. So I'm basically inviting you to stay with all the impulses of correction and to not do them. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
All that desire to and twist and pull and, yeah. And not do anything at all. And to leave the mind and body alone so that it can self-regulate, so that it can in its biological wisdom, can end up doing the right thing by itself without any control from the cortex. Because your biological brain is much cleverer than you and me. It knows stuff, it knows everything it needs to know, and you don't need to compute it from up here. Same way you don't need to compute how to breathe or when to blink. Let me move you backwards. Stop. Yeah, and I'm going to move you. That's perfect. Over there. And then stand up with your heels. Yeah, exactly. And bend the knees again, all the way. And then heels. And bend the knees. And then heels. What's it like moving like that?
I am on organic rails. I don't know.
Organic rails.
Like I don't feel like trapped or in a certain movement, but I do feel like I'm moving along up a path.
Yeah, you're moving along organically, and it's pretty efficient, isn't it? Bend the knees. Yeah, that's it.
I feel balanced at every point along the path.
Balanced at every point along the path. Yeah, you are. And you didn't work it out from up here. And at the moment I'm moving the arm and it's not disturbing this path of everything balanced along the path, everything organized, everything working exactly the way it's designed. Okay, same thing now. I'm going to move you forwards again. And you can see you're not preparing to stand and then stand again. Heels. Yeah. And you can sense, how much effort was it to get out of the chair at that point?
I think I regressed momentarily, and I did a bit of I felt I was pulling my upper back a little bit on the way up.
I think you're being a little hard on yourself. And heels. And bend the knees. And then heels. And then we'll repeat it a few times. Yeah. And heels. Yeah. You can't regress in this work. And then heels. And bend the knees. And then heels. Yeah. So your sense of yourself right now. Bend the knees. As you're coming up and down, bend the knees. Or I might say to you, what's your experience of your mind state as you're coming in and out of a chair? Bend the knees.
Confused.
Confused. It is confusing, isn't it?
My irregular brain's like, what are we doing?
That's right. The regular brain is...
We're relaxing or are we going somewhere? Like, which is it?
Yeah, yes. The regular brain does get confused. This isn't a normal way of being, is it?
Not for me.
Not for you, not for anyone. Because it's a mixture of being relaxed and doing stuff. It's not one or the other. It's not going home and tucking your tailbone in and going, bleh. And it's not going for it with a flick. It's actually moving, engaging, sitting, standing, and relaxation together. That's why it's so confusing. This is a really weird state for most of us. So I'm moving you over here. Stop. I'm moving you back again. Yeah. And you can see you're staying with this relaxation of your mind and body that you're in right now, right? And it's here, and you're still with it. Can you see you're not going into a dash mode right now?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear. Can you detect your own voices in a different state? I don't know if you can hear your own voice clearly enough.
Yeah, it's definitely adjusted from...
What would you say it's adjusted
came in.
from and to, your voice?
It's...
And then stand with the heels. Perfect. Yeah.
It's probably similar to my body in that I was maybe throwing the words up. Out.
Correct. You're chucking the words out, and now the words are
Just here.
just here. Yeah. They're just falling out. Yeah. So you can probably sense that there's a symmetry of the quality of the voice, the quality of the movement, the quality of your mind, and the quality of your whole organism. It's in the same bubble. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
And all those things go together anyway.
Yeah, it's one body.
It's one body, it's one mind, and mind and body are not separate. And then hips back and bend the knees. Yeah, you've got it. Mm. Yeah. So in a moment I'm going to move over with you to the table. We're going to carry on with the work in a different orientation with you lying down.
Okay.
Take you further forwards, and again you can see I'm not getting ready. I could make you get ready, then you start lifting up the chest, or I can help you not get ready and stay in this mind-body state of ease or relaxation or non-preparing. You know, the part of you that would prepare for the emergency. Not doing that, exactly that, not doing anything at all. Not preparing, and then you stand with the heels. Exactly that, bend the knees again. And then heels. Fine, perfect. So just like the chair work, unless I say otherwise, I'm going to be responsible for moving your limbs, your arms, your legs, or your head, okay? So I'm lifting up the weight of your left leg, I'm bending it, and I'm going to place it down. Yeah, so it wants to fall out, which is absolutely fine. And let it fall out. Mm-hmm. No, even though it might want to sort of flop, you might have a certain mobility of your hip. Keep the knee pointing up there for a while, like that.
Where you've put the foot now, it makes it easier to
Exactly,
hold it.
yeah, makes it easier not to flop out.
Yeah.
I've got the weight of the leg. Again, I'm lifting up. That's fine. So both knees just pointing up there. I've got the weight of the arm. What did you notice about the back just then?
Just grew by 2 inches.
It grew by about 2 or 3 inches, it did, yeah. Yeah. You can probably sense how it's a bit flatter against the table, especially here.
Yeah, my lower back is a bit closer.
Yeah. I can take a book away in a minute, because you've expanded so much here that you actually need less of a book. Often you'll find when you start lying down you need a lot more because there's quite a lot of bunching up here.
I sleep with quite a flat pillow.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find that works well for you?
Yeah, when I've got a sore neck, I stuff the pillow just under my neck.
Yeah.
And have my head hang off the back of it.
Yeah.
The only other thing I'm noticing is usually when I'm lying on my back in this position, I would do like force my chest to the ceiling and like shove my shoulders behind and
Yes.
click all the way up the spine.
Yeah.
And like I toss and turn a lot when I first get into bed, trying to find like a middle.
The middle ground, yeah.
And just I'm just ignoring what I'd usually register as asymmetry.
Good.
Right now.
Yeah, so you might feel asymmetrical. Keep your eyes open so it keeps the neck alert and therefore longer. Yeah.
But I don't feel any discomfort or anything.
You don't feel discomfort?
No.
Right. So it's quite easy right now just lying there.
Yeah. I usually adjust my head like that on like 2 times speed for like 5 minutes before I got comfortable.
Lots of this?
Yeah, like literally like wrenching it from the left side to the right side, like, I don't know, it's just impulsive.
Trying to get comfortable impulsively?
Yeah.
Do you feel the need to do that right now?
No. It feels like you're doing it for me.
Yeah, yes, but without the...
Yeah, without the aggression.
Without the aggression, yeah. In Alexander we call that non-doing. We're not trying to force you into a different position, but inviting you so that you go along with it rather than aggressively. You know, it's not a battle. And even the way that you relate to yourself, sometimes you might find it's a bit aggressive, trying to correct something and reposition stuff. It might work locally for a few minutes, but ultimately it's not the best way to deal with yourself. Because hopefully as a result of Alexander lessons, your system would learn to invite yourself into a different condition like this, but without the aggression. A much kinder way of looking after yourself. And that hopefully would happen as a result of lessons. That you'd spontaneously find yourself moving into a very different condition of mind and body, but without the forcing. In fact, because you're not forcing, you'd find yourself moving into a different condition. Okay, how are you doing?
Good. I feel like my chest is opening up, like the distance between my shoulders and the center of my chest is more open.
Yeah, there's like a widening quality across here.
Yeah.
That's right, and that's happening by itself. this widening. So you talked about the lengthening, the extra few inches. When I lifted you, it wanted to lengthen. And now you're saying to me that without us doing any pulling and pushing, it's inviting itself into a widening. And that's exactly what's happening. But without pushing your shoulders down or anything. It's happening organically. So you're right, there's something in this area that's expanding. And you can sense quite clearly, can't you, that you're not doing it?
Yeah.
So it's doing you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's doing you, and that's the highest level of Alexander, is where it's doing you rather than you trying to do it.
That tension that was in my shoulder earlier, it's like it's shifted up my neck a little bit now. It's like gone from where it was in the shoulder.
It's moving around.
Yeah.
But you're not moving it consciously.
No, I just,
You're leaving it to its own.
Noticed it.
Yeah. So the same thing with the widening and the lengthening and the moving of the tension. You'll find that different parts of the body respond automatically to this reorganization pattern. You could probably just sense that deep breath of relaxation then, couldn't you? So again, nothing in the shoulders, nothing in the neck. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get you off the table. Any thoughts or questions popping in? Leave that leg there for a while. That's good.
Well, I understand the sensation of what we're doing here. Just curious how I can achieve it on my own.
Another couple of hundred lessons.
Yeah.
No, but it's a good question. And the idea is that we need each other, and a number of lessons move you towards this spontaneous recovery on your own. So the purpose of lessons isn't to treat you. The purpose of lessons is so that you can embody this recovery mode more and more on your own.
Let go of the old habits.
Let go of the old habits to allow spontaneously this new organisation to happen without us. So like this widening thing that happened by itself, that's what you want to happen more and more without the input of a teacher. So that your recovery spontaneously happens during a normal day when there's a reaction pattern and there's recovery. So you more quickly recover and less easily go into a disturbance. And that happens as a result of a number of lessons where your organism learns to come off the habits of reaction, the habits of distortion. And it takes time. I mean, I won't pretend to you one lesson, although it feels nice and you'd like to know how to do this for yourself, I'd lie to you if I said, oh yeah, just go away and practice, because there's nothing to practice.
But I do feel like I can now at least recognize.
You can certainly, I'm not saying a lesson is useless, one lesson is certainly valuable. And it gives you a sense of, number one, the potential. Number two, you can recognize the difference, the contrast.
Yeah.
Definitely, and that's one hell of a start. Right, I'm going to lift up your head, roll over onto your left-hand side, feet over. That's good. And then help yourself off the table and go and sit in the chair. Yeah, that's fine. Where you were. And then, good. That's good. And I'm going to move you here. All right. That's your first lesson.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good. Anything you want to share before?
Usually in my yoga classes, when I very rarely do go to a yoga class, I can get quite emotionally overwhelmed. I can feel my body kind of fighting to try and find that stability or that right place or right path, and I feel it like tugging, internally, like that, you know, that deep sob kind of where you feel your gut pull on you.
Yeah, definitely.
Like that starts triggering me.
Yeah.
And in this practice, there was a moment where I can't remember exactly what you said, but you really kind of said it in a sentence of like, you don't have to correct yourself.
Yeah.
And in that moment, that really landed for me.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like this emotional purge and like kind of almost sorrow that I feel when I'm doing yoga, and I get that way. I just felt like quite a serene, my eyes watered a little bit in that moment, but I didn't feel like...
I felt it was a poignant moment for you.
Yeah, but it wasn't overwhelming like it is.
I think you've hit the nail on the head. Hopefully it wouldn't be overwhelming because you're processing it. And if you're in a safe enough place where you can allow those feelings without having to get rid of them or squash them or
try really hard to hold myself together.
Try to hold it all together,
yeah.
Then it can allow itself to move through you, be processed and integrated and move along. And I think that's you've hit the nail on the head very beautifully, because Alexander isn't just a posture process, it's an emotional, mental process, side by side at the same time. And so the emotional process you're describing is part of the Alexander journey, in a safe enough place where you don't have to hold and pull and push. And you can allow the welling up of tears, and you can allow the feelings in a place where they're manageable rather than they have to be overly controlled. It's a great way of putting it.
So thank you, I really appreciate the opportunity to...
Us too. Well, thank you so much for being here and letting me demonstrate. You've been a great help for us to observe how the process works, and I'm very grateful for you to come along today.
Pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Take care.